Start an ATM business and quit your job. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hey there, my name is Carey Buck, and I've been an independent ATM business owner since 2009, and I've been an ATM business mentor since 2011. That's where I teach people just like you how to start and grow your own profitable ATM business that'll provide you with consistent monthly passive income and big chunks of cash in small time frames. Why would you want consistent monthly passive income and big chunks of cash in small time frames? That's going to be up to each individual person, right? Each person wants it for a different reason. Like some folks want to quit their 9-to-5 jobs. Some folks want to supplement their retirement. Some folks, they're just starting their retirement. Like this is their retirement, right? There's some folks that just finally want to put their money to work for them. There's some folks that are tired of putting out a big chunk of cash to make a decent return and would like to put out a smaller chunk of cash to make a decent return. There's those folks that are creating a legacy for their family, for their children, right? For their grandchildren. It's all different reasons, and it could be multiple reasons, right? So it's going to be different. It's going to be personal for each person. If you would like me to help you start and grow your own profitable ATM business, I invite you to go to atmtrainingvideo.com, or better yet, just click that link right there in the bio, okay? And please do me a favor. Like this video, give me some thumbs ups, and click that little ATM right in the corner and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit that bell notification, select all, so every time I post a video, you're first to know about it. All right, so start an ATM business and quit your job, baby, right? That's what it's all about. Super exciting. That is like what everybody is all excited for, and that's what their goal is and their plan is. Like, whoa, I'm going to start this business and boom, I'm going to tell my boss to screw off, right? No, don't do that. Do not do that, okay? Guys, the safest way to start an ATM business is while you still have a job. That's the safest way to start this business, right? So you're going to start your ATM business while you have your full-time job, right? The full-time job is keeping the lights on, feeding your family, putting gas in the car, and on the side, you're starting this ATM business up, right? You're growing it. But then it'll get to the point where you can choose to say, you know what? I'm ready to quit this full-time job. Now, I'll be honest with you. That's not how it worked for me. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was probably scared to quit my job, right? So we started our ATM business in 2009, and I was still working, a full-time job. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. Well, in 2012, my wife, who is amazing and is super supportive and has always been super supportive of all my ideas, crazy ideas, amazing ideas, no matter what, she says to me, hey, you know what? Why don't you ask your work if you can go part-time? And that way you can work on our businesses more, which is our ATM business. And this is 2012. So at that time, I had my training business because I started teaching people in 2011 about the business, right? So I'm like, hey, that's a great idea. So I went into my boss and I pitched her the idea on me going part-time. And she had to talk to the top boss, the guy who owned the company, and they both agreed. Say, yeah, okay, no problem. So I went part-time. And I was really doing well growing both of our businesses, my training business and our ATM business. And then it actually worked out because it was kind of in the summertime. And at the time, so this is 2012, Joe was probably like, I don't know, 2012. It was like 2011, 2012. No, it was 2012. So that's 9 years ago. So Joe was 11. So the goal was, that's my youngest stepson. The goal was, okay, I'm working part-time. So when Joe comes home from school, oh no, it's the summertime. The summertime, I was going to watch him in the summertime, right? So that was the goal. That was the plan. Because my wife at the time was still driving into a job. She wasn't working from home. So that was our plan. Well, month goes by, weeks go by, and then a month goes by, and my boss comes into me and says, I really hate to do this right now. I really hate to bring this up right now, but we kind of need you back full time. And I'm like, well, I probably can do it, and I probably come back full time in September. She's like, well, we need you back full time now. Like Gordon, that's the owner of the company, doesn't want to wait till September. And she's like, why don't you talk it over with Kathy over the weekend and then let me know. And I'm like, all right. Me and my boss were really cool. We were really cool. So I go home, and me and Kathy were driving. I'll never forget this. I will never forget this day. Kathy and I were driving in her Jeep. She was driving. I was in the passenger seat. And I said, well, Becky came in and told me they need me to come back full time. And Kathy's like, all right, well, just, tell them, you can come back full time in September because we were going to have you watch Joe over the summer. I'm like, yeah, that's what I kind of told her already. I said, but I'll tell her again on Saturday. I mean, on Monday. And I said, well, what if, they say, no, we need you to come back full time now. And she's like, well, really can't now. I said, okay, well, what if they said, and she said, well, tell them, okay, well, I can't right now because our plan was, me working part-time and then watching Joe. And then, in September, I'll come back full-time. And I said, okay, well, what if Becky says to me, okay, listen, you need to come back now full-time. And I say, I can't come back now full-time. And she says, okay, well, if you either come back now full-time or you're fired. And I said to Kathy, what do I say then? And Kathy says, well, without missing a beat, okay? And I need you to keep in mind right now, my wife has always had a 9-to-5 job. She's always worked for somebody else, not the entrepreneurial type at all, okay? So keep that in mind right now. So I said to my wife, what if Becky says, hey, you either come back full-time now or you're fired? And without missing a beat, my wife looks dead at me and says, well, I guess you're fired then. And right then and there, it was like, I had like this pit in my stomach, like, holy shit, like this person really, really believes in me. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you have that person in your life that believes in you more than you believe in yourself. And that was that moment, right? Because I've always been afraid to quit my job. Like financially, I probably could have quit my job, but I was afraid, but here is Kathy saying, oh, I guess you're fired. So I was like, okay. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, it's time to step the hell up because I'm about ready to get fired. You know what I mean? So Monday morning, I went into Becky's office and she said, did you talk to Kathy? I said, yep. And she's like, all right, what'd she say? I said, well, she said, I could come back in September. And Becky's like, oh, Gordon wants you to come back now. Like if you don't come back now, he's gonna want to let you go. I'm like, all right. I said that to Kathy, and Becky's like, well, what did she say? I said, she told me that I can either come back in September or I'm fired. And then Becky's like, she really said that? I said, yeah, because Becky knows, how Kathy was. Like, again, I got along really well with my boss. And I said, yeah. I said, so I guess I'm fired. And she was like, okay. So basically, I stayed another 2 weeks, and I taught the person that was going to take over my job. And then after that 2 weeks, in 2012, I've never had a job again, right? But here's the key, guys. Here is the key. We did not start an ATM business in 2009, and then I went and quit my job right away. Like that is, in my opinion, that's the worst possible thing you can do. There's too much stress involved in that. Too much stress involved in that. I know the ultimate goal might be to quit your job, but don't do it right away. Start the business, learn the business, grow your business, have that consistent passive income coming in, have those big chunks of cash coming in, and then when your passive income exceeds your expenses, then quit the job or get fired. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I honestly, I remember Kathy telling me that to this day. Remember that to this day, and I was just like, whoa, time to step up now, right? But because of what we had started and built for 3 years, I didn't have to have a job. I haven't had a job since 2012. I mean, obviously I have my ATM business. Obviously I have my ATM training business. But I kind of call it semi-retired. You know, I've been completely retired from working for somebody else. But I kind of feel like I'm semi-retired. You know what I mean? Because I have an ATM business. I fill ATMs once a week. Some machines I fill once a month. And then I have my ATM training business. And, you know, sometimes I make videos. Sometimes I don't. You know, I make posts. Sometimes I do ads, you know, what have you. But, you know, and I do weekly coaching calls. But it's nothing like working for somebody else. You know what I mean? So I'm completely retired from working for somebody else. But I kind of feel semi-retired, you know, and that was because of what we built. Okay, we built it, and then, you know, we made different moves or what have you. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them below. I just want you to realize that I know the ultimate goal might be quitting your job. I get it. I absolutely despised working for somebody else, setting my alarm and having somebody else tell me when I had to be there, when I could leave, when and where I could go on vacation. Like I despised it. It's just not a natural thing for me. Like for somebody that you don't care about to have to tell you these things. Like that makes no sense to me. Okay. So I get it, but you got to do it the smart way. You got to do it the smart way, the smartest and safest and easiest for you and your family, like especially your spouse, especially if you got kids, right? If you're all by yourself and you're young, you know, take all the chances in the world. But if you're, you know, married and you got kids, you got to do things smart. You got to do things smart. Okay, I know it's probably cool and it makes a great YouTube video or a great ad, you know, to tell you to, hey, just quit your job and go on an ATM business, and then in 30 days you're going to be set. But that's not reality. Okay, that's not how it works. That is not how it works. So I just want you to do it the safest way for you, the safest way for your family, and then you can start, build, and then, you know, once you build it to a point where your passive income is exceeding your expenses, now you got choices, and you can choose to quit your job if you want to, or you can choose not to. You can choose to go part-time. You can choose to do whatever you want because you got that passive income covering your bills. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. All right. Again, you got any questions? Post them below. Any ideas for future videos? Post them below. And don't forget to click that little ATM right there. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell notification. Select always, so every time I post a video, you're first to know about it. And if you'd like me to help you start and grow your own profitable ATM business, go to atmtrainingvideo.com, or better yet, just click that link in the description. All right, guys, Carey Buck here signing off. I will talk to you soon, and may you live happily off of passive income.